had to change her appearance when they did the thing.
Oh, okay. Thank you, player. Sorry. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever in the world. Tonight we are doing another edition of Darkless over Dublin with the Sabat venue, which has been woefully neglected by me for a while, and I apologize for that. Tonight is going to be more of a social scene than anything. The two bishops, Maximilian and Sophia, will be in attendance, as will their packs, and it's more of a get to know new people sort of thing. Uh, a little different note to the Elysium tonight than usual. There is actually music playing. If any of you have seen Elfenlied, is playing the opening theme song, the whole opening theme song. So be creeped out as much as you want, and we'll start with Zev coming in, and then we'll start with Sunshine coming in.
Okay. So, Zev is really not sure how the hell he got here. He's not sure of anything of late. Last thing he really did was, well, get attacked by birds. That was not fun. The birds were assholes. And he's kind of been off on his own ever since then, with no one to really help him out, because Pander life. He kind of figured out that he was a vampire by raiding some libraries. That was a fucking trip. It was not fun. He stared at the mirror, tried to eat some garlic, managed to keep it down for like an hour. But anyway, he's here now. Don't really ask him how the fuck he got here, because he doesn't really know. Let's call it fate. Really cruel fucking fate.
Fate is very cruel indeed, especially when you're, what you are. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Sunshine.
Sunshine walks in. Anybody that remembers seeing Sunshine, Sunshine was definitely a male. Sunshine is no longer male because of exploits, a car, a limo. Some people were run over. Things needed to change fast. So I'm a woman now. He walks in, oh, she walks in, or it, they is better. It's Misi. And she takes a seat.
Okay. So, noticing the new person walking in, that doesn't really look like she belongs there. You've heard me describe Sophia before, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I was talking to Kim because she missed a lot of the opening spot stuff.
Kim. Oh yeah, I know who it is.
Okay, yeah, she comes walking over, flanked by Nosferatu and a shirtless giant black guy. At the same time, noticing what Sophia's doing, Maximilian, who absolutely gorgeous, by the way, will walk over as well. Both, by the way, should mention, Sophia is appearance 5, Maximilian's appearance 4. So they both walk over and looking down at Zev. Sophia is like, I don't remember seeing you. Are you new?
He is not looking at her. He's looking very pointedly at the ground, and he won't even say yes, he'll just kind of nod his head ever so slightly.
Sophia's going to look over at Max and then look back at Zev, who is looking at the ground, and say, look at me when I'm talking to you, boy.
His head will kind of shoot up and look at her.
How about we start with a name?
Zev.
Clan?
What?
What clan of vampire do you belong to?
I didn't read that. There are clans now?
Sophia is going to look over at Max and is going to look back at you. Read? What books did you read?
I mean, just the old stuff that I managed to find in the library.
Old stuff that you managed to find in a library. Do you know what those have to do with actual vampirism?
No?
Two things. Jack and shit.
Well, it's not like there's a manual on this sort of stuff. I just kind of woke up in a warehouse.
Turn around.
Huh?
Turn around.
Okay. And he'll stand up and turn around.
Sophia is going to lift up his hair at the back, and she's going to look for a shovel mark.
Nah, he wasn't shovel-headed.
She's going to lower his hair. He's going to sigh. Great. So there's an idiot out there embracing other idiots. Wonderful.
Okay.
Do you know what powers you have?
I'm pretty good at hiding. And, like, there's this cat. Well, cats that I talked to. And then I was attacked by some birds, but they really didn't do anything. And, he's just kind of, like, scratching behind his ear now, trying to think, that kind of, scratching at the back of his head to give him an excuse to look down as he's thinking, and he's like, then my senses are a little better, I suppose? I don't know.
Sophia's going to look over at Elsewhere. He's too pretty to be one of yours. It's a shame. Elsewhere's just like, yeah, probably a good thing too, because whoever embraced him would have been fucking shot out of a cannon into the sun.
Embrace?
It's what it's called when you're getting made.
Oh.
It's our word for it.
Okay.
Though there are some people that go around hitting people with shovels and turning them, but we do that only as a last resort when we want to absolutely wipe out a city.
No, I wasn't hit with the shovel.
Maximilian's going to walk up and say, well, from the sound of it, you're probably part of my movement. We are called the Panders.
Like pandas?
Panders, after Joseph Pander, who was our leader. Those not of the Sabbat are called Caitiff, but we unite under one banner for the sake of our glorious sword of Cain.
Sabbat? Cain? What?
Oh, I wish I could just shove this information into your brain. There's something not enough time. So let me spell it out for you. We are all vampires.
I got that part.
We belong to an organization known as the Sabbat, or the Sword of Cain. Cain was the first vampire. He sired, and then they sired. And the ones who sired, and the ones he sired were killed by the ones they sired. They are sleeping and will one day rise up and devour all of vampire kind. We're going to stop that.
Oh,
The problem is there's this group called the Camarilla, or Camarilla, or however they choose to pronounce it these days. I don't even know. They are puppets of the ancients, the antediluvians, we call them. And they think that we are monsters that should be destroyed. But we're not monsters. Well, we are. Some of us are very good monsters. And he's going to look over at Sophia. But we are the monsters that protect the children of Seth. Even if we have to eat them, we don't, just go around gorging ourselves. There's this thing, which is why you didn't know about this stuff till just now. That's called the Silence of the Blood. The Silence of the Blood is to be protected. We don't let the mortals know about us, or else they would destroy us. However, there are certain things that we do to make a life a living hell for the Camarilla because they care more about the Silence of the Blood than we do. So much so that we've had some fun times. Sophia's like, but the main point of this is to be free of your elders, to be free of the antediluvians and all those fucking bastards sitting in their white towers that think they know better than us. Fuck them in their asses where their scepters are. Fucking Ventrue. And the big shirtless black guy is going to say, yo, but you know what? You do you. You can be part of us. You can walk off independent, but if you join the Camarilla, we're going to have to eat you. Nope, no offense. You don't want to go to Camarilla anyway. They treat your people like dirt. Or they stick the scourge on you and the scourge kills you.
Okay.
Maximilian's just like, I think we're overwhelming the poor boy. Here's the one thing that you need to know. You are free to choose whatever you do. Just understand that your choices have consequences. For example, sorry, what?
All of my choices have always had consequences. It's a very common concept.
Yeah, some people don't get that. Like, if you are, for the most part, a creepy fucking individual, and you go to a place with a lot of humans there, and proceed to be more creepy, more than likely you're going to get arrested for being extremely creepy around mortals. At that point, what comes next is definite consequence. However, you do you.
Okay.
The first thing we need to do, and this is Sophia talking now, first thing we need to do is get him in a pack so that he can be brought up to speed more effectively. She's going to look around. Unfortunately, my pack, the Darkness Hand, is not accepting new members. We're sort of an elite group. She's going to look over at Sunshine. Are the descending angels needing any new blood? And no, not to drink, but to teach.
Sunshine will look. She will say, you're better off asking Gail.
Oh, when Gail shows up, I'll make sure to ask her.
I
like the new style, by the way. Very fetch.
She'll blow a kiss.
Do I have to join these packs?
Joining the Sabbat while being about freedom is also about collectivity. We function better as a team. The reason why we win against the Camarilla fucks is because they prefer to play the little politics games and backstab each other and let nobody trust each other. We form a bond of blood that is the truest form of allegiance. We die and kill for each other. She'll turn to elsewhere, and I think his name's Donovan. I never came up with a name for him yet. These two motherfuckers and the guys that are over there, and she'll motion to our pack. We have shed blood. We have shed other people's blood, and we have fought and lived. We have even lost members for the glory of the Sword of Cain in our fight against the Camarilla fucktard puppets. Matter of fact, we lost an archbishop that was the leader of our pack. It's why I'm now the ductus of the pack.
It really sounds like this is just some kind of like steroid induced frat house. I'll be real.
Maximilian's like, no, because there are those who also prefer to focus on scholarly works, such as myself and my pack. Here, and he'll actually motion, and a guy will bring over a cup. You must be very thirsty. Have a drink. And the guy will offer the cup. Inside is a red liquid.
That was on like 3 blood. He ain't in a position to be like, no, thank you. So he's just gonna be quiet and sip.
Okay, it tastes like blood wine, because that's what it is. It is legitimate blood wine. We of the Vine of Orianus have cultivated ways so that we need not destroy humans in our thirst. We have created wine, beer, and even weed that has been cultivated with human blood for the sole purpose of allowing us to enjoy ourselves and to keep our minds sharp so that we do not have to go into a mindless hunger frenzy. The Vine of Orianus is always looking for new people, and I have a vast wealth of information to pass along to any who should need it.
Oh.
But you can remain a horseman for as long as you should need. However, eventually it's going to come to a point where you are going to need to be in a pack for your own survival as well as the survival of others.
Okay. Well, even though your lady friend person over there said I was stupid and whatnot, I'm actually not too stupid, and I'm pretty good when it comes to linguistics and hacking and things like that. So if you guys need anybody,
He'll actually nod his head. At the very least, we can help you get set up, find you a decent feeding ground, find you a decent haven, make sure your haven is properly protected. However, if you're more interested in dealing with people that work with computers, elsewhere over there, and he's going to motion to the Nosferatu, is a master hacker. If you ever need to hone your skills or work with somebody who speaks the same language, so to speak, at which point elsewhere is going to come over, May's going to hand you a card, and it says, you know where I am, elsewhere, and it's got a phone number.
Zev will take it and kind of nod his thanks.
He'll notice you sipping and say, no need to be shy, you can tilt it back if you like.
I'd rather not. I'm still just trying to get used to this.
We'll have to take you out on a proper hunt. You look famished.
A what? I'll pass. No, thank you.
You're going to have to learn how to feed. It is a very common thing for us. Though your gifts do not incline yourself towards feeding on humans, you could always feed on animals, I suppose, if you like that sort of thing. He'll look over at the gangrel and the Nosferatu, and they will both flip him off at the same time.
That's kind of what I've been doing so far to just kind of survive.
Yes, but unfortunately, feeding on animals is nothing compared to tasting real human blood.
Isn't that like a biohazard? You know what kind of
No.
diseases are transmitted through the blood?
Well, you have to be particular. You have to be selective. I mean, you could always go feed on the local whores, but odds are good you'll come back with something that cannot be easily passed out of your system. No, there are those, however, that have some pull in the medical field that are able to get donated blood, which has been screened and properly sterilized. It's what my people use for our cultivation.
Even screen blood sometimes can go through. Like if you go in and you don't have, or you're not showing any symptoms of the flu. Wait, hold up. How much medical knowledge does this bitch have before I go on? Okay,
Yeah,
never mind.
He does not have your knowledge of phlebotomy.
No, yeah, I had to stop myself there. Zev has no dots in medicine, so Zev's just kind of like, okay, my bad.
Hepatitis is a thing. It kills a lot of people.
Yeah, you could go donate blood without showing the symptoms of the flu, and then they don't actually screen it for the flu, and you can have the flu. And yeah,
Bad
anyway.
things happen to good people. I understand him.
Pull it back in, you two medical nerds.
My bad. Zev doesn't say that because Zev doesn't know medicine.
Yeah. Maximilian is just like, we can help you with finding a way, but you are eventually going to need to feed on a human. Because if you cannot stomach human blood, you will not live long in this world.
I mean, but there are plenty of rats, though.
If you want to eat rats.
It's a lot better than hurting people.
You don't hurt people. If you take what you need to survive and you're not a fucking Giovanni, you're not going to hurt anybody with the kiss.
Sunshine will say, give an example.
An example of what?
Feeding.
Yes, I suppose. He's going to walk over to somebody that's been sitting near the back of the Vina Vorianus, and he's going to bring her out. He's going to say, "Hello, sweetie." She just kind of looks at him dreamily. "Hello, Maxie. Is it time?" "No, sweetie, it's not time yet. I need your help with something. Are you willing?" "Anything for you, Maxie." At which point he will stand behind her, place his hands on her shoulders, draw her hair off to the side, and then sink his fangs into her neck. She will immediately bliss over. Like,
Doesn't look like he's hurt.
Yeah. He's only going to take half a trait, basically, just enough to make his point. And then when he pulls his fangs back, he's going to lick the wounds, and they are going to heal. "Thank you, sweetie. Will you go back and see to the bloodweed? I want to roll up a fatty for our friend here." "Shall I make it a super fatty? Is there any other kind?" And she's going to walk off.
So Zeb's got this look on his face of like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's just kind of very like, it's a mixture between just kind of like creeped out, disgusted, concerned, all sorts of things just kind of rolled up into one. And he's gonna mutter something underneath his breath in Japanese.
She is a ghoul. Ghouls are humans that we gift our blood to, for the purpose of having allies within mortal society. Every once in a while, it is perfectly okay to feed off your ghoul as long as you don't take too much. What is the equivalent of 3 traits? I cannot remember.
3 traits is 3 liters of blood.
Do not take more than 3 liters, or your prey will need to visit the hospital really quickly.
I don't really know anything about blood. I wouldn't know how to measure it.
If you
can
feel them
it.
going woozy, stop.
He's going to motion over to Sunshine from our learned colleague of Clan Zamis, who has experimented on it multiple times.
You know, I think I'll I'm not really sure if this whole blood drink.
This is basic vampirism. Whether you join the Camarilla or remain independent or join us, it is not going to be any different. She's going to walk back over with what looks like a Snoop Dogg-sized blunt. Is going to hand it over to Max, who will light it up, take a drag off of it, and then hand it to Zev.
No, thank you. I don't do drugs.
It's not drugs. It's food.
I'm pretty sure I'll still get high, and I'd rather not. Thank you, though.
Okay. He's going to look over to Sunshine. Would you like a hit?
Of course.
He's going to walk over and hand it to Sunshine.
Sunshine,
She can take a big old fatty hit off of it. That thing currently has the equivalent of 4 traits of blood on it.
Okay, that's hot.
Yeah.
How much?
Taking a good drag will get you half a trait.
No, he's asking him for how much. Bye.
Oh, you want it? Well, he doesn't want it. I was going to just give it to him, so it's yours.
No, like if I wanted to purchase this from you.
Oh, purchase it again. I'd say 25.
25 what?
$25. 25 euros.
Sunshine takes out her clutch. Hands him a fat stack this much.
How much are you basically giving him?
Giving you 1 point of resources worth. Wait.
Oh shit. Okay. Do you want them pre-rolled, or would you like to roll them yourself?
Pre-rolled. We're not savages.
So he's going to take the money over to his ghoul and hold up his hand 3 times. And she's going to get to work. Just rolling. At which point he will come back to Zev and say, I understand this is very strange for you. Typically you would have a sire to help you learn these things. And you should feel fortunate that we chose to talk to you instead of outright taking you outside of the Elysium and murdering you in your sleep.
Yeah, you know, thanks for that. Yeah, you know,
Well, the Elysium, these grounds are Elysium, which means they are sacrosanct. Any act of violence or use of power is forbidden. Should that be broken, the subject will wish for death long before it occurs. And you just see this big, sultry smile on Sophia's face because Toreador Antitrivio.
Yeah. That. Yeah. Okay. He'll just give a thumbs up. Just, yeah.
You have time to decide what you want to do, and as long as you stay here, nothing will happen to you. Do keep in mind that mortals do frequent this location during normal operating hours, so silence the blood is still respected here, as long as there are mortals present. That is, and no, ghouls don't count. Ghouls are beyond mortal. Truthfully, it'd be easier if we just rewind time and have you a ghoul instead of a pander. But such is life. We can't always get what we want.
Touche.
Okay. And he'll just give a thumbs up, just kind of still slightly horrified.
What's wrong? You look unhappy. But drink your wine. It will sustain you at least a little bit.
But the
Okay.
cravings always come back.
Of course, there is no better vintage than a Cambria fucktard. I will admit that. Sophia's like, you're talking true there. I remember this one Blue Blood. I just... It's tasty.
Inner Venture is crying right now.
But wouldn't you eat a Toreador for good taste?
I try not to prey on my own kind. They're much more fun to mutilate and debase.
Oh.
More horrified looks from Zev.
Max will gently pat Zev on the shoulder. The path that she follows is one of violence, obviously, but because of her blood, she truly revels in the things that are most horrific to those of humane sensibilities.
That doesn't help, but okay.
Oh, right. I forgot about my path. I'm assuming Zeb is on humanity, correct?
Oh,
Yeah.
hella humanity. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, he's 7, so I mean, like, okay.
Oh, okay.
That's worse. That's worse.
That's a problem. Okay, so I am on path of metamorphosis. I look utterly inhumane to you.
Everybody here looks utterly inhumane.
Inhumane.
Gorgeous. I mean,
Pretty, but she's inhumane as fuck.
yeah. Like Sophia is on path of Cain. Oh, actually, no, she's on path of Cathari, and she is app 5 with a spec in photogenic. And was it photogenic or memorable visage? I can't remember. She's got one of them. X model, so
She's hot.
I should have her shoe. Yeah. Unforgettable face. That's what her spec is in. She also has an enchanting voice. I forgot about that too.
Zev is just trying to make himself look smaller than what he already is. He's not. He's to start off, he's not very tall. Now he's trying to just kind of like, I wonder how much I can compact myself into this chair if I just kind of like,
Yep.
I took a wrong turn. Miss my warehouse.
Trust me, Zev, it'll get easier the more you learn and the more you know.
Or he'll be dead tomorrow.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks.
Now, until he declares allegiance, he's off limits.
Now. I didn't say I'd touch him or put him downstairs in the basement. I did say that he has to last until tomorrow.
Hey, what happened in the basement?
Oh, can I show you? Do you really want to see? I'll show you.
You would have to leave Elysium grounds for that. Not something I'd recommend at this juncture.
You know what? I think I can live without seeing the basement.
Oh, come on, it'll be fun.
Mm,
Sophia's like, I could show you my basement, and Max just looks there and says, no. Sophia looks at him like, remember who you're talking to, fuckwad. I can put you through a wall 5 times before you even think you're in pain. You notice that Donovan's making that collar's too tight, getting too hot kind of thing where I've been there. And Donovan just say, hey boss, remember that one fuck up that ended up gets sent to us that you put through the wall? I mean, that was sheet metal. I don't know how the fuck you did that. Hey, my secrets, my rules. Yeah, boss, whatever. Elsewhere's like, was that back in Hong Kong? I think I missed that.
okay. Stuff is just tiny and sipping at the wine.
Max is just gonna. Eventually, you're gonna get a baggie full of big ass Snoop Dogg blunts just brought over to you by the ghoul. She's like, here you go, have a pleasant day. Then she's gonna walk back over to where she was. And when she's back over there, she gets this kind of vacant expression on her face. Max is like, she's such a sweetheart and such a good worker, too. Did Sunshine smell the bag?
Yeah.
All the goddamn bloodweed. All the goddamn bloodweed.
So how many blunts do we have? I need numbers so I can give it to my pack.
About 200.
Got you.
Yeah.
Does this go bad, quote unquote?
I would keep that baggie sealed and try to get all the air out of it each time, unless you have another means of preserving them.
Bodies work, right? Bet.
I mean, you could. They'd be warm enough. However, depending upon the state of decay, it could cause an impurity to form in the weed.
Damn it, you have a point. What do you suggest, smart one?
Are you talking to Zev?
Yeah, she slaps her hands like.
Yes. Sunshine just asked that question to Zev, by the way.
Why would you put them in bodies?
Because it's warm. Duh.
A humidifier, maybe? I don't know. Like for cigars? I don't know.
We could buy one, but that's no fun. I could turn a body into a humidifier. We could do that.
What the fuck?
Yes, the clan Zemis is known primarily for their skill in manipulating flesh and blood and bone. As if you would manipulate clay.
Amazing.
No.
We'll do it.
Because I have to do this. When the dude says the beast, Zev will just quietly say, bless you.
No, that's what the clan is called.
Alright, I need to. So, if I pop holy form right now, sweetie, is it okay? Looking at the bishop.
Sophia will walk right over to you and look you right in the face and say, we like this Elysium. We don't want to have to find another one. This is not Hong Kong. We do not blow up Elysiums every week.
What's the fun in that? Looking directly at the bishop.
She's just like, no, we're just not going to do it. If you want to take her to the basement and show her your special form, that's entirely up to you. Oh, sorry. If you want to take Zev to your special basement and show Zev your special form, that is your call, Sunshine, not mine. Just not here. I'm not afraid to put you through walls either.
I mean, it's hot though.
Yeah.
Touch, bad touch, you decide. But but Sunshine will yeah, that's funny. Um, she's going to flesh craft her hand to make it look like a sock puppet.
Technically, that is still doing powers on Elysium.
I can't use anything. That's fucking
Nope.
bogus. She'll look. She'll
You
stick out
can
her tongue.
use powers to make yourself look more normal. That's about it.
Can I make my hair change colors? It's
Are
not a
you
big
asking?
no. I'm
Okay.
just saying because I've never actually been in a Sabat game where Elysium was actually respected.
Yeah, you could make your hair change colors and it wouldn't be a violation.
I don't know. She'll look at them, and I'm going to have fun with you. Oh, so much fun.
Maximilian's going to say, you may want to clear that with your ductus first.
What?
What she doesn't know doesn't have to hurt her. It's okay.
Why?
Because you're fun. You want to have fun with me? Let's go have fun.
No, you're creepy.
I am amazing.
No.
I can show you my crying chair.
You're what?
Crying chair. It's a chair I made out of two men, and it cries when I sit on it. It's hot.
Surprisingly enough, no change in demeanor from anybody else in this scene or anybody else around.
Sam starts hyperventilating.
If you start doing that, Sophia's going to look at you and say, your lungs don't work. Stop that.
Why are you so dramatic?
Why are you so fucking creepy?
Why am I amazing? I ask myself that every damn day, but yet
No.
I get prettier. So,
That's not amazing.
I am. That is subjective.
No. You're horrible and cruel.
Yes, I am. Oh my
That is
god, so
not-
many compliments. Such a cutie.
What? That's not how this works.
I mean, if you don't pick, I can put you in the basement and poke you, but you have to pick. Does she have a deadline? Does he have a deadline?
3 weeks. Sound about right? Nice round number.
And then
Of
you're
course-
all mine.
Of course, if the Archbishop was here, she would probably just give him to you. So
Because she's all types of fun. Love that bitch.
What? I am not some prize to be given out.
no, my dear, you are a vampire with no knowledge of what you are, no knowledge of how to act. I will tell you right now, rodents and vermin will only last you so long, but if you don't get real blood and you don't learn how to feed properly, you're going to assail, and that's everybody's problem.
Going to a what?
Crazy.
When you do not feed enough and you're around humans, the hunger builds and builds until you lose yourself to frenzy.
And then you'll kill someone.
And then
I would
you'll
not-
drink their blood, and then you'll feel horrible about it, or you won't. And you'll
Let's be
continue to
honest.
degenerate.
Zev will probably be in a tub listening to Evanescence, crying his heart out.
You're fucking what?
Regardless, more you frenzy without control, the more you frenzy without guiding it and being aware of your actions, you degenerate further down until
Wake
you
me up
become
inside.
a subhuman monster that cannot stop the frenzy from occurring. You lose yourself to the beast within you, that primal nature that hungers, that seeks to live above all else. And when you lose yourself to the beast completely, then you have to be destroyed.
Do you want to look like a crystal gem? I can do that for you.
I, I would never, and I'd never kill anyone.
That's a funny one.
Sophia is laughing at that. Um,
It's not.
Elsewhere is
It's hilarious and you know it.
No,
You
if
drink
you
blood.
lose
Knock it off.
if you lose yourself to the frenzy, you will kill someone. That hunger gnaws at you and it drives you insane to the point where you can hold back no longer, and that's when the beast has you.
Wake me up inside.
then I didn't. Then I just won't frenzy.
You, Maximilian will laugh at this. Oh my dear son, you think you have a choice.
Choices. Wake me up inside. Oh no.
You can't control the beast when you're starving yourself around a smorgasbord.
Like a fat person at an all you can eat buffet. It'll happen. You okay. Just wait.
Even if you lock yourself inside a room with a steady supply of rats, eventually the rats will be gone, and then you will have no more blood to drink, and then you will beat the walls down to drink the next person you see.
Have you ever seen how fast rats have babies and how fast they grow?
That's unhygienic and you don't seem to like germs.
As well,
Unhygienic, but I'd rather not drink from people.
as well,
Animals.
eventually,
Here.
animal blood doesn't sustain you anymore. It's simple fact. There is nothing that animal blood could ever have that can sustain you like human blood.
I mean, but it's blood though.
Oh
I
my
can
dear.
turn your rib cage into the most darling tiara. She'll just bend down in front of you and kind of do this Vogue model shoot. Hey,
What?
I like that. I like that. I think that'll be hot.
How's the wine? Just out of curiosity, how do you like the wine?
What?
How do you like the wine?
Look, I know you're gonna tell me it's human blood, okay? So don't. Like,
No,
okay.
I mean, how do you like the taste of the wine?
I mean, it's not bad. I've never been a fan of wine, but
He's going to say, let me have your goblet real quick. And then she's going to turn, then he's going to turn his head and say, bring the specialty vintage. And the person that brought the wine the first time will bring out another goblet of it and we'll hand it to him. Now taste that.
okay. And he'll take a sip.
It tastes like 10 times better than what you were drinking previously. It's so good and it just rolls across the tongue and down the throat.
It's not bad.
Not bad. You're drinking a PhD there, son. This was an art student. That was a PhD.
Hot.
Poor dude, he had a PhD in art. Oh man, he was probably in debt for the rest of his life.
No,
You know, worst thing is death.
he's pointing to the goblet that you were drinking and said, "This was an art student." And he's pointing to that one. That one had a PhD in what did that one have a PhD in again? Oh, he wouldn't stop talking about astrophysics.
And then
Yes,
there's a waste of money like that. See, there are worse things than death.
Sorry.
So Zev, stop being such a baby.
I'm not being a baby.
You're being boohoo, baby.
No, I'm just remembering that I'm still a human.
What?
you're not human.
Say it louder for those on Path of Cain. I don't think they heard you.
On
yeah,
What?
yeah, you'll notice that elsewhere is like looking over there, like this guy sniffs the air a little bit.
Path of what?
Amongst the Sabbat, we follow multiple different paths of enlightenment. I am actually I cannot remember what path I put this guy on. I am on the path of power and the inner voice, the path that states that I am right and my subordinates are wrong, but I respect their opinion to be wrong. Those above me are right and I am wrong, but they respect my right to be wrong. One day I will be powerful enough that everybody will have to will be wrong and I will be right. Sophia, I can talk for myself, motherfucker.
Okay.
I am on the path of Cathari. We are the ones that see the darkness for what it truly is and see us for what we truly are. We are horrifying, and therefore we must learn to embrace that, the darkness that surrounds us all. However, that doesn't mean we can't enjoy it in the process. Some choose sex, some choose drugs, some choose alcohol. I'm kind of a Renaissance woman. And I've got the double-ended spiked dildo strap on to prove it. At which point, Donovan just goes, yeah. I'm on the path of feral heart, which means that we are in tune with nature, but we are nature's monsters. We are based around the apex predator, so to speak. We are the pinnacle of evolution. Therefore, we feed on every other motherfucker underneath us. You got that shit?
Zev will give a thumbs up.
All right, and then you'll see elsewhere walk up, and he's like, "I'm on the path of Cain. Cain, being the father, is the epitome of what a vampire needs to be. Therefore, I seek to emulate Cain's words and follow Cain's example."
What, killing your brother?
No,
Oh.
not necessarily. We are the shepherds of the children of Seth, and even though we have to every once in a while take a sheep off and slaughter it, we still focus on the good of mankind. However, one of Cain's founding laws, which he spoke to us at the inception, was, you are a vampire. You are no longer human. Choose not to be what you were and revel in what you are. So therefore, the followers of humanity are wrong.
Maybe I think you're wrong.
Well, you see, there's this little thing about my path that states that I have to give you a choice to join my path. And if you don't, and you don't choose another path, I get to eat you.
Nom nom.
Hey, Sunshine, and Elsewhere is going to look over at you. Why don't you tell them about your path? I know that there are some non-Zumise followers of it, but maybe you could convince them?
I am an artiste.
Fucking crazy. That's what you are.
am a diva. I am living change. Like, I am something you will awe and aspire to be. I will be the vehicle to enlightenment. This is my desire. This is who I am.
And there are other paths as well.
Deprecating.
Some of them are very wrong, like the Lilithkin, and everybody around us hisses. I know, I have to at least mention them. And some are very right. But everybody follows their own path and they're entitled to do so. However, the protection of being Sabbat only lasts for so long. There are Asamites in the Sabbat that follow the path of blood, which is their teaching, and they're entitled to it. They're wrong, but they're entitled to it. When that crosses paths with the rest of the way that the Sabbat is going, they get trampled underfoot.
Nom 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 nom.
So you can see how the good of the many outweighs the good of the few, and then she's going to move her hand to point to you, or the one.
Okay.
Maximilian's just going to say, but you have time. 3 weeks? It's not a bad time.
It is no
To
longer
decide.
3 weeks. To be precise, it is 2 weeks. A few hours, few days, a few hours, and a few seconds. Time has gone by since that moment.
Maximilian's going to motion over to Sunshine. Now that Sunshine does have a point.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Huh. Okay.
Now, if you really want to not have to make these decisions, you can always go hang out with the Setites. Or the Giovanni. They may find some use for you. Or your soul. One or the other, I'm sure.
Giovanni sound like this really weird, like, mob kind of thing. I'll pass, like the Sopranos
Oh,
kind
they
of
are.
bullshit.
They are. They are. He's going to think for a moment. Brother, cousin, fucking mafioso, Italiano, pieces of shit.
Sunshine will make the circle with the finger going in it.
Oh, and they also fuck the dead too, and command
finger
them.
going in it.
Usually, to be part of the Giovanni, you have to be born into it, literally. But they may make an exception for you.
Super.
As for the
Super.
Setites,
Incestuous nonsense.
they
It's almost like Inception. Incest within incest.
As for the followers of Set, they have this temple at the Masonic Lair you could always go check out. But they,
Inception.
I've heard rumors. People that go there don't want to leave. Don't want to leave, can't leave, wouldn't leave, shouldn't leave. It's all the same.
Okay.
I do hear they have orgies, though. And cocaine.
I love
and cake.
cocaine.
I'm sure you do, Sunshine.
I can get that. Don't deal with them. I can get you much better stuff that's not going to enslave you to their dark god.
Okay.
Are you going to make a choice any day soon, or should I just kill you now? Do you have the stomach for this?
I have 3 weeks.
You have 3 weeks. No, I'm wrong. You have 2 weeks, a few days, and a few hours, and a few seconds.
Oh,
the time is still ticking.
Oh, round it up. It's 3 weeks. Calm your titties.
Maybe we should
I
take
love my titties. I made them last week. Don't you like them? Awesome. But anyway, back to the point.
They're a little asymmetrical.
Oh, bitch. Let me see. There you go. Got it.
thought you got asymmetrical titties. I'm sorry.
That's fine. She adjusts her titties at you. She's just like, all right, let me. There we go.
On the plus side, she doesn't need to wear a bra.
Hey. So what are you going to do?
I'm gonna take my 3 weeks and decide.
We need to take you on a hunt at least once.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Hey, remix.
Shh. You do all this
Oh,
weird funky stuff. Can't you just like make your mouth go away?
at me. She gets in your face. Like,
At that point,
hey.
you're gonna hear a booming voice. Stop it!
God damn it. Audible, god damn it. Like,
And
At
you
me, ho.
see a man walk out from where the stage is, where you've a very obviously Spanish man wearing long black robes that drape down. He actually has a cross on his chest. As he walks over, there's something about his bearing and stature that just screams power. Did I just see an attempt at starting a fight on Elysium grounds? At which point, so Bishop Sophia will stand up, will turn around, and will drop to one knee. Know your grace, your holiness. We did not know you were back from the north so soon. At which point, Maximilian will then follow suit, and then everybody else that's an NPC will follow suit.
follow suit.
I've got that ignorance flaw though.
I know.
So he's just kind of still sitting in the chair, like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Stand up, you. You have spent too much time around people of power that abuse it. Up now. And Sophia and Maximilian will pretty much jump to their feet and then will be followed suit by their packs. He's going to walk off the stage and walk over towards you. Now, would somebody like to explain to me what's going on? Sophia will speak up and say, we have a pander that has apparently been embraced and left behind. We are trying to educate him, but he is very still humane.
You guys are just crazy.
He's going to look at Zev, and the disgust is on his face.
Eyes going straight to that floor.
Silence. You are under the protection of Elysium. However, once you return to your home, that protection is gone, and there are ways to track you. And then his eyes are going to dart over to Zev. You have never met this man before. You've heard rumors of him. You've seen him standing next to the cardinal. You are Sunshine, abbot of the Descending Angels, correct?
Correct.
Will you explain to me what you were about to do, since my bishop seems to think it was nothing?
My path dictates if a person were to challenge me, I have to respond in kind.
I see your pack is still attempting to live up to the legend that it has decided to assume. Good. Next time, however, followed up with a challenge of monomacy.
She doesn't know that much. That would be rude.
It's Guy.
Oh, he. Sorry, excuse me.
Still, certain things have to be upheld, especially if you're doing them in my Elysium.
Cross your grace.
For those of you who are unaware of my personage, I am I cannot remember what I named this guy. I am Princess Lorenzo Auditore. I am the right hand to Cardinal Dominic. You may, of course, fall over in awe at my presence. I said fall over. At which point, people start falling over. And are you guys going to fall over?
You just yelled at us about following suit.
Yeah, Zeb's got this really confused face. Kind of like, 2 plus
Like,
2 does not equal 5.
Did you just not say not to do that?
Correct. And everybody's going to straighten back up and say, "You seem to think that I'm as much a martinet as Dominic. I'm not. I'm a man of learning and I am a man of enlightenment. However, I am also one who takes the laws of our kind extremely seriously." Elysium is sacrosanct. It has been since the first city. Make your challenges, leave. Whoever survives will then be allowed to return. If you still intend to challenge this individual, you have my blessing to do so. At which point he will then look over to Zev and say, "Your existence was a short one, and unfortunately it was an unenlightened one. I hope your next one is such. Better."
Gives a thumbs up.
And then he's going to narrow his eyes on Zev and he's going to say, "And our father Cain did speak, and his voice did call down to us. We shall watch the children of Seth and guide them upon their path, so that they do not falter as the sheep that fall out of the pack. But you are not one of them anymore. Do not seek to be like them, for they stand in the light of God's Son, and we dwell in the shadows." At which point, he will turn around and he will walk off.
Sunshine will turn to Zev. Do you wish to fight me?
I'll just kind of shrug and say, I think that's where this was going. I don't know, if you gotta do like whatever your pack or whatever lives up to. I mean, you gotta do you, boo boo.
Sunshine tilts her head and almost this mock. Did you just say that?
Just kind of shrugs.
There's nothing to learn at beating up an infant. I will tell you, however, you challenge me again, I will answer it.
Okay, I didn't really know how that was a challenge, but.
You notice that Sophia and Maximilian are just talking together, really low tone.
And with that, Sunshine will kind of and like mock losing interest in the conversation will start playing in its hair. Lost in another design or contraption.
I was hoping we'd have more people come in by now, but it doesn't look like it. Is there anything else you guys want to do besides Kim try to get her character killed again?
I mean, I try not to kill PCs if I can help it.
Yeah. I do too.
And it doesn't bother me.
Son, everybody, nah, I don't. That's a personal thing, but I get you though.
I mean, I know everybody says that, but I mean, like,
Everybody says that till that one person gets salty. Kim, we've all been there.
yeah, I know. I know.
Well, I think we're actually good to stop now. It's like 1 a.m. where I'm at. If you guys want to keep going in social, you're cool to do so.
I think
got it.
Seb is horrified with sunshine.
Ever so slightly.
All right, then I guess we'll close out. Thank you, players, for playing. If we had any watchers, thank you for watching. This has been another edition of Darkness Over Dublin Sabbat, where I'm slowly starting to beat some sense into some humans. Have a good day.